But yeah, before I joined Zane Run, I was in Splash Panel. We were a 3-piece pop punk band, and we didn't play any like major places. So we just played all these like shitty dive bars that had like no monitors basically anyway.
Yeah.
So then I had in-ears, and ever since then I've never had that issue.
Yeah, in-ears is a lot better.
And it saves your ears too.
And it helps
It
the
does.
sound guy a
Yeah.
lot. Because he doesn't have to listen to all that back feed. You can hear the fronts a lot better.
It's especially, you gotta watch out because like some sound companies will have like a monitor engineer just for that day, like a fill-in, and he doesn't know that system, and he could be the thing that gives you that dog whistle when you're trying to go to bed at night.
That's the hard part too, is like when you go and you play at a venue that's not used to using your in-ear mix, and it's like they're alien to it. They're like, "What is this?" And I was like, "We've just been working for the past month getting our in-ear mix perfect, and now we got to use." It's a weird.
Yeah. No, so they would it comes to them, they mix it, then it goes to your in-ears?
No, so ours goes right into our X-Air. So it goes laptop to X-Air to us.
Okay.
So we don't need anybody
Yeah.
working monitors, and then we have a splitter, so the other side goes to front of house, and they control all of that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And all
that's a good
these,
setup.
I'm not into the guitars, but there's no amps on stage anymore neither.
No,
That makes it really nice.
Mm-hmm.
dude, I keep telling everybody, I get into arguments. Nothing ever beats an amp. Okay, but your amp doesn't sound great when you're playing in a room this size. You know what I mean?
See, I'll argue that. See, I'm the guy that I have that 68 Fender.
Yeah.
What's funny is somebody mentioned a comment to me. It was like, so you always have Doug Richardson on who uses tracks, and you're a guy that doesn't use his tracks and stuff. I said, it's just like if I eat dinner with a guy that has well done steak. I don't think less of a person. I just think differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm just like so interested in like everybody's process of
This is my
production.
point about it, because drummers are the big one. Drummers are like, I work so hard on my tone, right? Like they tune their kit, they want it this way, but your kit sounds differently in this room than it does in that room.
Kits especially,
and amps
yeah.
do too, because I used to have Jacob from Zane Run, me and him. I used to be like, dude, it sounds different in every room. You play outside, it sounds one way. You play inside, it sounds differently. You play at River City, it's one way.
Yeah.
Generations is different.
You know what I found is
It's all in acoustics.
Well, you know what I found is a good help with that is I got an area rug, and I'll have the rectangle. I'll put the amp on the back side of that rectangle and have it out, and it really kind of like compresses that before. Because like an open room like this where you don't have like some sort of compression, you need to like kind of contain your amp a little bit.
But if you go DI, it sounds the same in every room, no matter what you play. Is my point.
Well, my point is like,
But I do agree on recording.
right? I can,
Amps,
yeah,
for sure.
that's true. I can't get on anything. I've only really tried is it Axe Effects?
Mhm.
Is that I haven't tried a Kemper yet. I can't find a like tube amp that matches that sound that I have, that I like kind of perfect and I want as my sound. You know what I mean?
So I bought a Head Rush from Joe Carr, and it is the coolest
He's
thing.
always talked about Head Rush.
Dude, I have a Mesa and a Marshall going parallel to each other, and like you can tell it what mic to mic it with, and it mimics everything. So you show up with a pedal board, and I was just like, holy crap, what I had a Tone X pedal that I just paid like $600 for with amplitude and everything else. That's now the most expensive paperweight to have, because this Head Rush pedal is just like does so much more
Yeah.
crap.
So when you have like a rig, how many pedals are like in your board before you would do, say, a modeler? Like if you had to go like pedals, how much would?
Honestly, I've always been like use the amp for distortion. I've always done that.
I'm the same way.
The most I would have is I might have a chorus pedal just to give you that 2 guitar sound for like choruses and stuff. I never messed with too many distortion pedals themselves.
Yeah.
I had an octave pedal, and then when we used to play 2-piece, I had an ABY switch, and so it split my signal, and I would have one signal go into a octave pedal that just carried the low notes into a bass amp out to the mains, and then the other one was my guitar rig. So I'd have both of them playing. If I wanted bass, I could play one or the other.
That's a nice setup.
It was a cool setup. It was something different, and it was cool when we played like places like the Alpha, because Devontae was on his E kit, which took up like as much room as this table, and I'm sitting there with and we just 2-piece stuff like that. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I told the guys in the bands that I always went with, I said, you can put a stack of amps back there just for the looks. You don't
Absolutely.
have to use them. Just put them back there for
Well,
the
I mean, like
looks.
the big
And they don't all
names.
need to be up on 10.
I mean, you always hear stories of the biggest names with like the Marshall stacks. They're all hollow. They're all just wall paneling,
There's
basically.
one amp up there, and that's it.
Yeah,
So I don't
with the mic, but one that's mic'd up.
I don't want to spoil anything. I apologize to Dave because it's kind of his idea, but we are getting banners made with amps on them, just like straight up, just flat banners. Because it does, the stage does look kind of empty sometimes when you come out there. But man, it's
Doug had this half Marshall stack fridge when we would, and he would stock it. I have a picture. I looked at this picture on my time lapse the other day. He would stock it with Yingling and Wild Turkey 101 for me. It was on stage right, and then he would put this giant CO2 launcher on both sides of me and be like, "Don't get tipsy and like stumble in front of these things while I'm doing. You'll be obliterated." I have a picture of him. Like he told me not to like get tipsy and just stalk that thing.
Dude, you like when I called you about needing a truss for our Halloween show, I wasn't expecting what you showed up with. And I'm sitting there and like we pulled it out of that trailer and I was like, how the hell are we gonna fit this? And under I was like, the thing's 12 feet tall, like I think it's 10 feet wide. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it was like
I think it was like the day before I was talking to him on the phone. He was like concerned. He's like, I just hope we don't scrape that truss.
it was when we lifted it up, like we washed it. I mean, you had like that much room, but it fit. I was like, oh.
Everybody has that exposed ductwork now.
Yeah,
that's always an issue now for the tall stages. That's the look, and
because it just fit at River City in the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll fit up front or not. I'm gonna try.
I keep forgetting that they
bring the small one.
Keep forgetting that they flipped the stage from that.
Went from the back to the front.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like it because then you have people walking through the front. Kind of like you gets their curiosity.
It works everywhere in Nashville. That's what they do. You walk in, the stage is right there
inside the door.
Yeah. You go toward the back where the bar is. Now you're locked in. You're trapped there. Like you're back there. The band's facing.
Well, I'll tell you what I liked about that Halloween thing. That backdrop was.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So let's talk about that. How did that Halloween bash go? Because I saw pictures of it, and I was there. My wife and mother-in-law have a decor rental company. They were there a wedding the week before, so we were getting kind of the stuff that they had in the corner out as like you guys had some of their stuff in. It looked really big. How'd that go?
It was so I want to thank Undos and I want to thank Gigi for having full faith in me because like Gigi was like, Doug, market it how you want. Like, you know your crowd, do your thing. And it was super successful. Like
it was.
He brought in his drum riser and that truss that made that stage look massive.
Yeah.
I made Dave build 2 more risers. So we had 4 risers in the front that kind of build like a wall up kind of in front of like the crowd. So we extended that front of the stage out more. We put them out close to the dance floor. We had people show up from Cleveland that were there. A couple people from New York showed up that were like, we've been meaning to check you guys out. We're just like, this is going to be the weekend. But it was a blast. We had... I can't even like begin to.
Who else was there? Albus?
Yeah. Albus they're friends from Pittsburgh. They're a mostly original boy band, so it's kind of weird. And what's weird is their drummer is like a metal drummer, so they're a boy band, but they have like blast beats going on. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, their music's good. Their dad jokes are great. I was
gonna say they kind of hosted that River Fest.
Yeah,
they're really the personalities of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like working with it. And another thing, too, their drummer is also on an E-kit. That's always seems to be the problem. I have bands that hit us up like, hey, let's do a show together. And then I go, that's cool. Do you want to play Devontae's E-kit? And the drummers are always like, no, I want to play my kit. And then it creates, you're talking 45 minutes between bands to do changeover at that point. And just makes it tough.
You can pretty much just carry it right off.
Yeah,
it's all exactly together.
That's what they did.
I mean, I've just messed around on the drums. I wonder how much of a challenge that is if you just did an acoustic set to like do an E-kit right there.
I
could see like if somebody else's acoustic kit, I don't think you would have as much problem. I don't know, like but I think every drummer is used to some sort of E-kit. Yeah,
most drummers I know have an E-kit to practice on.
Mm-hmm.
They might play their kit live, but they have an E-kit at home to practice.
Yeah.
Devontae's kit is that kit that I bought that acoustic kit and converted it to an E-kit. So it's the size of a real kit. It's just, it's got mesh heads and triggers inside.
Jason has that one kit that he was using. That's a problem with, especially like drums, like with that need of an E-kit, like the venue changes and that sound, it doesn't matter like how much you like keep up.
Like smaller.
He has Jason has a real smaller kit where the bass is real long. and it really like contains that bass sound. I don't know what's
It's more of a, I think it's like a jazz.
like a little jazz kit, but we did it at the deck at Powhatan because there's a lot of people just in that deck and didn't really need
a lot of guys have been converting over like the jazz kits instead of the big, like I used to play.
Yeah.
10-piece set that you don't need.
Yeah. I have noticed that like kits are getting smaller. You're seeing smaller amps on stage if they're still playing with amps. You're not seeing like half stacks as much anymore.
Yeah, it's like the like almost like the reissue reverbs or like the combos.
Yeah, that's what seems to be popular now, which I'm all for. Like I said, the less stage noise you have, the easier it is on the sound guy. And I've always said that. Like, make it easier on your sound guy.
Because they used to convert their amplifiers, turn them around backwards, let them play back.
Yeah.
So they
that's not bad at all. I don't understand. Like, there were so many people that just would turn their amps up before.
They're deaf. That's why.
I get to
it's not a monitor. Your amp should not be your monitor. Just give him enough to.
I get to the point where I'm like, why are we paying a sound guy if we're not going to let him run sound? Like, don't put that.
I've been many times and they turned up the volumes on the singers and that was it on the vocals.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was so freaking loud, you had to turn everything off.
And it's like,
then the owners will come up to you going, I'm like, look, I'm on 0 with all the band. The vocals is anything it's up.
This call-in episode of the podcast is brought to you by Groundbreakers Demo and Dirt, providing the Ohio Valley with residential landscaping, excavation, dirt moving, demolition, retaining walls, gratings for them, ponds, and they've really expanded their business into pools as well. Give them a call at 304-639-8161 and check them out on all social media. All you got to do is go to lnk.bio/groundbreakers. Super simple. We'll put the link at the bottom of the video and make it even more super simpler. And if you check them out on the social medias, RIG Studios is making content for them. So you get to see some testimonials, the work that they're doing. You get to see some tutorials, special offers as well. And even when they're hiring right now for seasonal house cleaning. So get a hold of them. Check them out, all social media, lnk.bio/groundbreakers, and give them a call at 304-639-8161. But
that's how loud they play.
If you give a sound guy enough of your amp, they can turn that into what the front of the house needs for it. And it sounds a ton better than if you would just blast your amp thinking that's
because you can equalize the guitars and stuff with the voices. You don't want the music above the voices because then you can't hear them sing. Then you don't want it too low because then you hear the vocals too much. You got to get that in between. And when you're up on 10 on an amp, what can you do?
Yeah. Have you guys seen the end around trend that's going around? Blazemore's been sending me it. Tool's been doing it. But it's like the band will plop down all their stuff. They're all facing each other, almost like more pop up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have like one gate and just people just crowd around them and they kind of just like feed off each other, almost like it would be a rehearsal.
Oh yeah.
And Tool did that with like a huge cage around. It almost looked like a WWE match.
That's kind of cool.
And then I saw the pictures of it.
Didn't Def Leppard do that?
I think so.
Green Day did it.
Yeah.
I remember a video of them. Yeah, that's kind of a cool setup.
And I'm thinking, if you do that setup, drop one down with those solar generators that we used. We had 2 of those Furman solar generators on each side of that Bose stage. We had 2 subs, 2 horns on each side, and it ran it for what, 6 hours?
7 hours.
Like one generator ran one half of the stage and the board, the other ran the other half and lights. And like it was the whole Bose array system.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I went home and charged it that night, plugged it in. It was like 45 minutes back to 100%.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
And there's no noise.
No noise at all.
Whatsoever.
Yeah. It was kind of draining fast because we had Greg Molnar playing and he was using like his pedal board and a vocalizer, so it's draining more. So I looked at Doug, I'm like, if it gets kind of iffy, we'll just cut one bass and one horn from each side and we should be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it lasted. Shout out to Brian with your Iron Sounds.
Yeah.
That hookup.
But back to that backdrop, that Halloween thing that you made, and they put that black light up on it.
Dude, I was
sitting there in amazement watching it because like the wind would kind of ruffle the curtain in the back and make it look like it's moving.
Dude, that was $20 on Amazon. I can't even take credit for that.
But it was cool as hell.
Oh no, I was like, when I was ordering it, I was like, man, there's like some orange in this one. Hopefully it looks good. It did. It came out good.
Yeah.
The Thanksgiving one's not so cool. I've found. Like, I'm trying to
Really?
find one for our night before Thanksgiving bash with Libby Adams, but, like, I'm on Amazon trying to find anything Thanksgiving or fall they all look trash. Like, they're not very good.
Really?
Yeah. Makes you, like, want pumpkin spice latte kinda thing. Like, it's not
Well, you
yeah.
could still
It's not
do,
rock show is my
yeah, you
point.
could still do like hay bales and stuff like that or whatever, but
Not Doug, not the genre.
not the genre. Okay, I got you.
I'm gonna make a podcast hot take. I think Wings is 10 times better than Definitely.
Yeah,
I love that song.
so I actually get I get mixed reviews on both of those, and
Really?
if you're like a old school rock fan or a country music fan, you go with Wings. If you're a pop punk fan or like,
Yeah.
and then you like
Yeah.
Definitely better. So it's kind of like
Yeah, I got you on that.
which
That-
both
it's a-
are
it's a
both are
driving
streaming
beat.
right now for sure
Yeah. So
Wing-
what about your music videos? Are you going to redo that one? You were
with the kids.
yeah.
Yeah, well, so this is what happened. I'm having flashbacks from Definitely where I'm working with Tyler Gray, and he's going through some stuff right now, so he's not readily available. But I'm trying to get the mix right for Punk Rock Kid before I redo that video
Uh-huh.
because my nephew didn't know the words to the song, so he's just kind of smiling into a microphone. So the original like mix isn't great. But I told him, I mean, he's 7, so he knows that he needs to get this shit right. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
pulled him aside. I was like, "Listen, Jordan, this all is falling on you. Don't screw this up." So no, but he's learning the song. The other day he was in the car and he was like talking about it, and I said, "Well, when you have the song down?" And he says, "I learned it. I was like, "All right, we'll do it." But now I got to get the mix right for the song before I can shoot the video. So
Yeah.
this is just a big. And then December we're going back to record a song that we had recorded forever ago called Mozapalooza, which is just it's about like being in a rocky relationship and taking a road trip to a music festival with that person. It's like the
Uh-huh.
whole point of the song. But like that song, the idea for that song came out of urinal in college. Like I was taking my best friend at the time, his last name was Mosey, and we were talking about throwing this party, and I was like, as I'm peeing in this urinal, he's like, "Where's my party?" And I was like, "Mozapalooza." I was like, "I have the greatest idea for this song." Like it's weird how that works, right? But yeah.
You have a song called Horse People, right?
Yes.
I
I
was-
actually just found the recording for that. So that's probably going to be our next release, like a start.
Oh, really? You're going okay.
I'm going to release it. I'm giving like Definitely to. So I had to release Wings so that the profiles could be made. So like our Spotify, Apple Music.
Right.
I had to release a song.
You got to get a product.
So
basically,
then,
so they know you're not an extremist.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
basically what it is. Yeah.
so we released Wings. So I feel bad because I like that song a lot, but I kind of sent it out to die. So I sent that song out. And then Definitely, we shot the video. We had everything ready to go. I upload the video. There was an issue with the video. I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" So I re-upload the video. The second time I uploaded it, it went fine, but I forgot to set the thumbnail. So now the thumbnail is just a black screen. So I'm like, "Oh, this sucks." So I emailed them about changing it. They changed it, but they haven't updated it on Vivo's side yet. So
Yeah.
it's like that's a pain. So once that thumbnail's updated, I'm gonna push this video. Smiley Ann's photo van was nice enough to let us use her not only her van but her property to shoot it on. And
Shout out Smiley Ann. I know Smiley Ann. Yeah.
yeah, she's great. And then Tim Odell, he shot the whole thing, and he was great to work with. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna like any video that we're shooting after this, I'm gonna hit him up because it turned out great. Like,
Yeah.
it was excellent.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, both of those are streaming right now on all platforms, and the music video is also out for Definitely.
Now, was there any like issue or difficulty getting any other band members into the music video? Because I know like we're trying to get Devontae in for a podcast in the future. We just got to get him on. Get him
Oh
on
man,
camera.
yeah. So they're pretty good about music videos. The live stuff is what Devontae gets weird
Yeah.
about, like because he's just a nervous talker. So I feel like
Yeah.
he's afraid he's gonna come off like an asshole on podcasts and stuff, which it kills me. So it's like, dude, everybody knows you need to go on.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. It's funny because we the way we do it, no script. I mean, we didn't think of anything. And
Yeah.
like right before we sat down and hit the record, we were like, "What are we going to talk about?" And it's just like you just go.
Well, that's like before the Halloween show, they were asking me all these questions, and I was like, guys, just because the way my mind works is like once I have something set, I'm already on to the next thing. So they're asking me 100 questions, and I got to the point where I was kind of like, does it matter? If the stage is 4 feet wide, are you still going to play on it? Like, why are you asking me this question? I'm like, I'm already figuring out this. Let me work. Let me spend 7 more hours on DMX lighting so I can figure this out. Cause there were some scenes I didn't create yet. And like, shout out to Brian for putting up with me. Cause I'm like, dude, I have to come over and I got to stay in your house until I figure out how to work these lights. Cause we had this intro planned out. We had this whole thing. And it ended up being good. But I was like, the lead up to that was like, I was a bridezilla.
Yeah, I
for
recorded
sure.
that intro and the people talking and anything and messed it up.
Yeah.
I could hear this woman talking about something. I don't know what she's talking about, but kind of messed it up.
Yeah. But no, it all turned out good. But man, the work coming up to that, I was like, guys, I have this. Trust me on that. And then like once we set up the stage, Brian was even like, don't make Doug's ego bigger. But yeah, this turned out good. I was like, just stop questioning me. Just let me do it and keep going.
Yeah.
Dude, you should come over sometime and try to play the tracks. Like, just hear what we hear in our ear and just like...
Yeah, just experience like,
It is cool.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah, because it's like...
I'll crash Brian's house, everybody.
You can use... I'll bring the head rush over. You can mess with it. It's like...
Yeah, I haven't done the was it Kempner?
Kemper.
I haven't done the Kemper. I've just done like the Axe Effects, but that's kind of like early on. I need to try the head rush.
Head rush. So I feel like Axe Effects was like the first one. And then...
Pod. Remember the old, remember the old red pod farms?
Pods are like Voldemort. Like, you don't say that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not real. But like Axe Effects was like the first one. And then I think everybody was like, all right, this is what Axe Effects did right. This is what they did wrong.
Yeah.
And then let's try to tweak it from there. I haven't messed with this part yet, but on the head rush, you can put your entire set list in your head rush. So you can like, it's part of your pedal board now. You just like scroll down through your songs and do that kind of stuff, which is cool. You can do different rigs. So I have like a rig that's, if I want to play clean, I have a whole rig for clean guitar. And then I have that Marshall Mesa one for my distortion. Like it's just completely, and you can add, like I told you, like my signal splits. So one side's Marshall, one side's my Mesa.
Yeah.
I have a tube screamer on my Mesa that doesn't affect my Marshall's tone. So when I want to go super clean, it sounds really good. And then you put them, it's just, but yeah, you got to try it out. Cause it's like, it's one of those things where like,
it seems like you have it set up like you would just have like a dual amp on stage with a splitter. You just go, you set both sides the way you want it and go back and forth.
That's exactly. Yeah. And it's like, Joe told me when he told me, he's like, hey, I'm selling this one. And he sold that one because he bought a better one. It wasn't because like he just didn't use it anymore. But when he sold that one, he goes, I'll never use an amp again. And I was like, for Joe Carr to say that, that's like...
Joe Carr is one of the trickiest human beings on the planet because he'll tell like everybody that he's done playing music and then sell some gear, but I'm like, that's not his new gear. This is old stuff. So he ain't done.
Yeah, he's not ready to hang it up yet.
I was like, that's an old pedal board. That, you know what I mean? That's not...
And I feel bad because he wants to play with Splash Panel, and I want him to play. But every time I'm like, I'm going to get you into practice. You learn the set. Because it's hard because we mash up songs. We don't do songs the way they're written. You know what I mean? So I can't just be like, here's our set list, learn it.
Got it. Yeah, gotcha.
So there's a lot of stuff. Like we just mashed up Everybody Backstreet's Back with Thriller for our Halloween show. And like, I think I'm going to keep that. Like, I think I'm just going to play that every show because it did get off pretty well.
It did.
Yeah. But I'm like, dude, jump on board. And he's like, hell yeah, let's go. And then I'm like, all right, well, listen, I can't have you for this next show because we're learning songs ourselves on top of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a good problem to have. But I think like every show just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So like,
great problem to have.
It is.
Yeah. And you have that mind for production too, and just being able to like,
oh yeah,
be the boss of it. That's
that was the thing is like when you've got a vision, like you like with Zane Ron, there were like too many chefs in the kitchen kind of, and we would just like butt heads about stuff. I'm just like, guys, it's like whatever. And then that's like when I left, like with Splash Panel, like me and Dave basically are the two that sit down and we're like, all right, let's figure out this. And like, we'll argue about what we want done, but the end result is like the finish line is the same. We're not on two different tracks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about doing stuff or even like song choices and stuff. So
you told me sometimes you have to bring him back. Like Dave really wants to hear this song. I know you love it.
Yeah, that happened. That happened sometimes. I'm like nobody knows this song, and like there was one song, "Mercy Me" by Alkaline Trio, where he was like, I want to sing it. I was like, please, like I'm all about them singing. Just give me a break off stage, but the
Mhm.
show doesn't stop. So I'm like, absolutely. And we played the song, and like we lost some people because it's not that well known of a song. But yeah, I
Uh-huh.
mean that happens
Yeah.
sometimes where you're just like, I don't
Well,
think this
everybody needs a
song's gonna go
break.
over. Well,
Everybody needs a break.
well,
Go get
like
a drink or something.
we
Yeah,
just did Ohio is for Lovers by Hawthorne Heights, and we all like that song.
Mhm.
And I didn't have it on the set list originally, but like everyone was like, we should play that song, let's do it. And we played it, and it was like 50-50. Half the crowd knew it, half the crowd didn't. And I'm like, well, that's probably not a song that I'll like. We do an emo night, we're playing that song. But like
Right.
if we're playing like general public show, maybe we push that off or so it's just
Yeah.
it is tough.
Your marketing strategy too, like you always talk to me about, is like when you do have these theme nights, you market it as a theme night. It's not just, hey, Splash Panel's here tonight. It's tonight's a 2000s night. This
Right.
is the theme. You know what you're expecting from all the bands that you're preparing in the lineup.
You have to do that. Like it's like to me, if I tell you Splash Panel is playing at River City, you're gonna go, oh, okay, cool. Who's that? If I tell you there's a 2000s night at River City, you know what to expect. I don't
Right.
have to explain
Yeah.
that.
And then people from around here will expect, like, I'm sure Splash Panel's going to be,
Yeah.
a part of that.
And that's the thing like that I've always like strived for. I was like, why are we marketing ourselves in a way that people are like wondering what they're gonna get? Like, let's just make it as basic as possible. Like I tell people, Splash Panel is slightly heavier than Taylor Swift. You can either get on board with it and have a good time, or just don't come to
Mhm.
the show. Like, you know what I mean? That's because that's what we want. I'm there to party. I'm not there to show off my vocal range or do all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm
Mhm.
there like I'm not giving up my Saturday night to play to a bunch of people that are going to be like, that song would have been better if you played it in B flat. Like, get
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of
yeah,
here.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And you're doing it unapologetically too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't care.
And like we talked about before we started, it's like if you're going by what the audience wants and you're feeding off the crowd, like a lot of these acts that we see come through that are marketed as country, I mean, they're switching up to rock pretty
I
damn
know. I
quick with
hate it.
pretty
So
damn quick.
I'm not going to mention who it is, but if you watch this podcast, he'll know who it is. But he told me that he doesn't want to work with us because we're not country and he prefers to work with country bands. Meanwhile, working with country bands that are playing pop punk music, which is our specialty, and they sound weird because it's like the middle, but it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It just doesn't sound right. You ever hear the
Yeah.
middle with steel guitar? Doesn't sound great. Like it's just not it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like it
yeah.
just takes away that energy.
There's just only so many country songs that have the energy to get you up dancing.
I know.
There's a few, but most of them are crying your beer type of thing.
I know,
Mhm.
and that's the thing that I'm sitting there going, you wanna tell me that people wanna listen to country music, so you book a country band that's playing not country music. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
And I think what hurts us too, like locally, I can't tell you how many times people have told me, we're not gonna book you because you're from Wheeling. I'm like, oh, so the band who shops locally, supports the local economy, goes to the events hosted by you guys, you're not gonna help us out because we aren't from somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough.
And like we talked about again before the show, it's like we've been seeing some festivals now where like the headliners is like farther than Pittsburgh, farther than Columbus, like they're on tour that they got into here, and like they spend weeks marketing this person that really nobody knows a lot about, and
No.
then you know you don't want to see it, but it's happening where like all the locals fans are coming, going crazy for the local, and then everybody leaves.
Yeah.
Well, for
Everybody
instance,
leaves.
look at the Capitol Music Hall. They don't do all country.
No.
Hell, there's been Pink Floyd and what was that one heavy rock band? Was this
War.
there?
They
War.
had
Yeah,
War.
yeah,
Oh,
they had
that was,
War.
that was amazing.
It's-
I was pumped for that. Dope, Gore, Static X. That was a great show.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to go. Like, I have to support this change
Yeah.
going on in Wheeling right now. But it makes me mad because it's like, we opened for a band. We played our set. This is not Splash Panel. This was when I was in around. But we played our set. We played like Blinding Lights. And we played all the stuff. And the band after us played Shout.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I'm at the whitest wedding possible. And I'm sitting there watching. I left. I was like, I'm not sticking around for this stuff.
Yeah.
But then we get opportunities like Splash Panel. We opened up for Radio Tokyo. Shout out to Tim McCormick. Thanks for getting us that gig for sure. But it was cool because like we got to open up for Radio Tokyo. It was Jefferson Fridays in Moundsville. We put on a pretty good show. The power went out at one point. We didn't notice because we had our in-ears in. So all you hear is me just screaming into a microphone. Like, and then after the show, like, those guys are great. Radio Tokyo, they came up to us and they were like, you guys didn't know at all? And I said, no.
And Ezra's fronting that. Okay, yeah.
But I was like, no, we didn't know at all that our stuff went on. And the one dude was like, what in-ear monitors are you? Like, he's like looking them up. He's like, I'm going to buy a set of these. I was like, dude, that's
like, hilarious.
The thing is, though, is like, if stuff like that doesn't happen, then I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, we had a good show. You know what I mean? I have nothing to talk about. So, like, and like stuff like that, you can't control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had Mikey Graham and Tim McCormick there. You have the two best sound guys in Ohio Valley, and that still happened. You know what I mean? You can't.
Mm-hmm. What would be like your worst stage, like technical mix up that you've had before? Just like your monitors cut out one time at a show.
We had one show, the click track went through the mains for one song. So there was an issue with the track itself. That was kind of weird. But like in our ear, you hear chorus 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I'm singing as that stuff is being said, so I don't think like the fans notice too much. So to them, it just sounded like a wood wall.
Right.
I mean, I've had my batteries die in my in-ear monitors, which I can play without them. So like if I can hear the band, I can stay on tune.
Yeah.
But if I have my in-ears in, I can't hear anything because they are like noise canceling. So I've had that happen where I was like, I don't even know if I'm on the right pitch right now. Like,
yeah.
Other than that, like, I can honestly say, like, we've lucked out. We haven't had too many mishaps. The Undo show, Brad's pack came unplugged from our X-Air from inside, so Brian's back there crawling around trying to plug it in so Brad can have in-ears, but we played through that and no one noticed. It was just...
I just think, like, our stuff, it's always just been, like, a monitor engineer, like...
Yeah.
Power going out. It's usually always the power
going out, yeah.
That's usually what it is.
Remember when we came up to that little town and they said we could use their distro power that came in off, like, the power pole? They thought it was, like, quadruple the amount of watts that they had, but we plugged everything in. You just see sparks flying and all this stuff because we were sucking so much out with, like, Doug's stage and everything.
I've had that happen many, many times.
That's when we were in a band where we were following it around in a box truck, and me and a couple of guys, we went in the box truck and hotboxed it for like 20 minutes before our show. So we go out and we play the show, and they pull the box truck up right by the stage to put our sound system back up, and the door open. And I mean, the police station was there, all the firefighters, they opened up this back door, and this cloud of smoke rolls out. That's just been staying there. The guy in the truck looking at us like, you bastard. Didn't get busted. They just let us go. They didn't care. Must have had a good show.
Man, it's just...
Well, a lot of these bars don't understand. They put stuff on a 20 amp breaker and it does not work.
Yeah.
They got to have at least 30 and 2 or 3 of them at least, especially if you're doing a lot of lights. That's when you got to worry. But a lot of these new LED lights, you don't have to worry because they're low wattage, but still 20 amp breakers ain't going to work.
No.
I'm surprised I was sitting there praying the whole time on those.
Oh, I was too.
Because I mean, they're on 20 amp breakers,
right?
No, there's a reason why it was sketchy though. When we set everything up and plugged everything in, the lights were flickering, like they were getting brighter and dimmer, and I was like, "Why is this happening?"
Yeah,
and I was like, "At least it's sound check. If it goes out, it goes out now, and we can figure it out." But we didn't have any issues. But I also was like, we were going to use fog. I decided not to use fog. I didn't want to bring any extra because I know fog machines use a lot of power.
Yeah. Anything with like light or heat, anything that makes something warm.
We talked about using cold spark, and I was like, nope, no, I'm not even going to attempt it. Like, after Brian, the last 2000 night we did at River City, Brian hit his geyser fog machine one time. And it was like, doom.
Gone.
I was like, oh, man. I'd like to get those working, though, because those lights would look sweet.
Yeah. Like I told you, all the power's in the back. That's the problem down at River City.
Yeah.
It's all back there by the elevator.
All right. So how long of an extension cord you got?
You got to go clear from the elevator, clear out to the front there.
That's not what I asked, Doug. I said, how long of an extension cord do you have? We'll make it work.
I don't know how we would do because it would pull too much power through that long extension cord. I don't know how. I'll go over and talk to the guys over there and see what we can do
Yeah.
for that.
So our next show is night before Thanksgiving at River City. We were playing with our good friend Libby Adams. So I expect this to be a big, like a huge party. I haven't looked to see what else is going on in the valley that night, but I'm assuming there's got to be something everywhere, right?
I think
Jen's
I
always
was gonna say
has their, like,
Generations.
Jen's is a DJ. It'll be Daner.
Yeah.
That's their thing every year.
Yeah, that's
So
their biggest night of the year over there.
it's
I'm sure everybody has some iteration of
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I mean, it's such a huge night.
yeah, that'll
It's
be
more Christmas than Thanksgiving, though. There's not a lot going on. Like the lights just come on
Oh
park
yeah,
tonight.
Yeah.
They just turned them on tonight. So
but yeah, that I have high expectations for. Because I was just telling the guys like the way we got that gig was weird. So we already had the Monsters Ball planned. We're getting set up for that, and we go to River City's Halloween party because it's like the biggest Halloween party. We go there, and the guy's checking our IDs, and he goes, "Hey, are you guys available night before Thanksgiving?" And I was like, "Let me text the guys right now because I would love a night before Thanksgiving gig. My liver would really appreciate it, actually." And like, I text the guys, and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I was like, "Hell yeah!" So, but it was cool because like, we reached that point where people were asking us to play shows on the biggest nights of the year. I mean, that's awesome.
You're doing it so right because it's like you're not waiting around for a bar to say like, "Hey, we decided to book." You're just like, "I'm coming up with this night. I'm coming up with this show.
Yeah,
Who wants it?"
Yeah,
that's what it
that's-
is.
we've got. There's probably 15 events that we have planned right now that we don't have venues for, that we're like, because we're waiting for the right time. Like we want to do a White Lies party, but you don't want to do that in the wintertime because you don't wear a t-shirt to a bar when
Yeah.
it's cold out. We want to do a White Lies party. We're kicking around the idea of doing something for Christmas, but that's kind of up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool to do at like Generations. 'Cause that's the one bar we haven't played yet, but that's not. I haven't reached out to them. Actually, Mike told me last time I was in there. He's like, get a hold of me. I'll get some dates. Like I'm a perfectionist, and I think I'm still fine tuning our set because I feel like if you play Generations, you got to bring your A game. Like don't. So
Yeah.
I'm like, we still like are fine tuning some stuff, but yeah, like it's just where we're at right now is so nice because we're selling shows where we're getting 100 plus people that show up just because we're playing. We're
Yeah.
releasing original music. We have music videos out. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is there anywhere in Pittsburgh?
so we have played 222 Ormsby, which it's this cool, it's like a punk rock venue. We played there with actually Mikey Graham's band, After School Special.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to get into like Jurgles, like bring our 2000s night to like Jurgles or like Hard Rock Cafe or like one of those places. Cause I think we would do a great job there. And like, I'm not one of those guys that goes checks out other bands. Like we could be better than these bands, but I am one of those guys that goes to check out the other bands and like definitely steals their ideas. Like that song was great.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Anytime I go Put in Bay, I would see a real good band. Like they're playing a song nobody plays down home.
yeah, exactly. That's what you do. I go to Jurgles has an emo night. The next one's coming up end of November. I go to every single one of those and I just jot down songs that we should do. Like this song was like a huge crowd pleaser. And I always I joke about like the Taylor Swift thing, but I'm like, if this song makes sense to play on a set list with Taylor Swift, we should be doing this song. You know what I mean? Like, cause we do like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, that kind of stuff mixed in with like the pop punk. So we do everything but country music, really. Like, that's kind of the.
It's funny you mentioned Jurgles.
Yeah.
They're actually looking to try to build down around here somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, they're just looking. They're not
Tell them.
saying they're
Tell
doing
them
anything.
you
Yeah,
know a
that's
great band for opening night.
By is it Staffolinos and Ferry?
No. But they're looking out towards the mall. Or
No, I meant like, is that Staffolinos at that one building that's kind of abandoned?
Yeah, you're thinking of the dealership that's
Shit.
empty in Ferry.
Yeah, we could put it there.
No, they're going to build.
You'll be
what
one
they
of
got up there twice the
Yeah.
size.
You'll be one of the first. You get a call when we get this thing downstairs done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they I think they're taking the wrestling ring out because they found a spot where like the ceiling's real high, they can get away with pyro.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as I get a stage built, we're in.
But how they
Dude.
got started with Jurgles, Steve Monotony was doing the thing. And they
Yeah.
were talking about it. And I said, they need to build a Jurgles around here twice the size of that one, because when they first started that one, they didn't think they were going to get what they got.
Yeah.
And it come in too big and they were too small.
That's my
But they
favorite
still
thing.
do it, but it's just not big enough for some of the acts that they want to bring.
I love that place.
Mhm.
You've been there, right?
Yeah.
So they got a cigar bar in the back.
They used to, they closed it.
Oh, did they? But they have
Yeah.
2 stories. You can go upstairs.
Green rooms are upstairs.
I forced a couple guys I work with to go watch a Spice Girls tribute band at Jurgles with me. I was like, let's go. Because actually Albus was opening the show. I was like, dude, I'm going to come. I got to like come see this.
Yeah. We, the first time I went to Jurgles, we played, remember that Hope for Hines? It was that kid Hines that was from Pittsburgh that had cancer, and there's always all kinds of events for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian Beck.
Yeah, Christian Beck. So there was a fundraiser we played up there for it. But I remember going up there and looking at their upcoming acts, and it was like us, Britney Spears impersonator, then like Rat from like the 80s hair metal band. I'm like, what is this place? They just grabbed like the coolest thing.
I saw the first time I was ever there. I went and saw Ballyhoo, which is like they're like a Sublime kind of
Ballyhoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those guys. Like they were like an ex-girlfriend actually turned me on to the band and she was like, "You want to go?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And like I was like, "I love this venue. Like this is so sick." So any excuse to go there, we go. And then on the 21st is their emo night. We got a party bus taking us up there. We're gonna spend the night there and then it's dropping us off here in Wheeling. We're gonna bar hop the rest of the night in Wheeling. It's gonna be
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to be there a lot.
Yeah.
The Brighton Boys and Township Road.
Get us booked. What are you doing?
I mean, like if we can't get booked somewhere now with a whole damn stage sound
Dude, we
system,
have a stage, we have a light show, we have like
they did this that charity event this past 2 weekends ago. The studio did with that Broadwater, that Remax, the brokerage around here, and they put up their hot air balloon, and we had a meet like just a committee meeting in here, like we're playing it and stuff, and they're asking me like, "Can you get a stage? Can you get this and stuff?" And the whole time I'm thinking, I'm calling Doug as soon as I walk out of this place. I called him, and
I'm retired.
Yeah, he was telling. Okay, I would.
just because you say that doesn't mean it's true.
I was getting his.
I noticed that.
I was getting the stage risers out from his trailer, and I was like sumo deadlifting these things, and we're just getting this thing out, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm retiring." He's like, "As soon as we're done with this gig," he's like, "I'm just finding somebody to give me a real cheap thing for all this stuff. We're going to get it out." And then the next day we're setting up this stuff, and he's like looking over this twinkle in his eyes, like, "I'm not going to do this. I'm never going to stop doing this." But like,
been doing it for too many years.
but after that committee meeting, I'm like, how lucky am I to just be like, if I wanted to do a concert tomorrow,
Yeah.
lineup, sound, stage, people to work it and stuff. I mean, we have that.
Yeah, Tim.
And with
Bill
solar
Graham.
generators, we can go in the middle of the woods if we want to.
Yeah, seriously. Like,
Permission.
That's the thing. There's a lot of people around here to do a lot of that kind of stuff.
It's so funny
They're
because
just hid.
and everybody has each other's gear. It's just like, it's like, Tim got my lights. Brian's got one of my boards. Everybody has everything.
Because Bill Graham's the same as me. He's ready to retire too. He's just put in so many years. But he works at the casino. So
Yeah.
Well, that's got to be tough though, because like I'm assuming like once you have so many connections, you're sitting on your couch, ready to prop your feet up, and you get a phone call, and you don't want to tell people no.
yeah.
So it's like, all right, one
Bill's
more.
trying to turn it over to Mike.
Yeah.
Is what he's trying to do.
And then it's like, it's your system and your brand, so you don't want to do a small show. You're
Right.
immediately thinking, what's the best
Yeah,
thing we can
right.
do?
Do you want your name attached? Yeah, that's.
And Wheeling's got that stage now that CA House used to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
I mean,
like.
it's there's a lot of things around here that people could do.
That's. I wish we had, because I know CA House got away from doing like the big live sounds and
yeah.
stuff.
The
You know what I
production,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I miss that.
And
They had both Justins doing like the sound. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I just
Yeah,
the lighting
two
team
Justins,
and-
Justin Larkin, Justin West.
like the other day I was like, can I just rent a stage? The answer is no, not locally anyway. I mean, there's like,
it has to be drum risers to get.
Yeah.
That's basically what you get.
and I was like, well, okay. Like,
Well, there's other stages out there for like down around Parkersburg and Cleveland.
Mhm.
that's what I
they
mean.
bring
But
a
they're
bit
not.
in.
But they're not local. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's not.
Well, that one that Bill Graham brings in all the time for the street fairs.
With on the
They're-
trusses that
yeah,
crank up.
yeah. They're not as expensive.
Yeah.
But still, just to like throw something together quick, it's impossible.
I wish I could have bought the one off of CA House before they got rid of it, but he sold it before I could ever even talk about it. Sold all that stuff before I could even talk about it.
It's just, it is funny to me, like how much talent is in the Valley and how little we actually do in the Valley.
Well, that production company of CA Houses got put together in a week.
Oh, really?
All the stuff come in. I mean, Steve come in and said, I'm going on vacation. When I come back, it better be here.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we had to do it in a week, 4 of us. I mean, the two Justins is the biggest part of it. You know, the rest of us was helping do it. But it was there in a week. Then it took about another month to get all the cables and all the electric and all the stuff we needed, all the lighting, get it all put together. But once it got put together, that was a hell of a production.
That's what we keep talking about, doing a music festival. And then, like, we're looking for a venue, looking for, like, at, like, the right spot, you know what I mean? And now that they built that bridge in Brilliant from Willisburg, I might try to do something up towards Brilliant, because they have that giant, like, where the football field used to be up in Brilliant. But, like, getting sponsored, like, it's going to cost $15,000 minimum to get anything, because, you know, by the time you book bands, obviously, you know, you want to pay the bands, got to pay the sound guy to be there for the whole day. And it's like, I mean, it does take a lot of work, but
then it's like, if you do all that, and then like your budget doesn't have anything for like somebody to be like the dedicated filmer to market it, it's just like, where's the growth in this if I do spend that money?
Can't.
We were talking about that earlier. It's like all these bands around here. It's like you have so many local support coming to your shows. Have one person with a gimbal circle you while you do one song. It's not going to be distracting to your audience,
right?
And it could change you.
I will say, like, our friends are great at sending me videos after shows. Actually, sometimes I don't know what to post because I have just
that is the biggest adrenaline rush when you get a video of like you performing
I'm just like,
real
let's
well.
go. But I have like I sent you a handful, and I'm just like, that's just like a portion of what I have that I was like, I think these are the good ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, I really appreciate everything, because like we have not only our friends are coming out to support us, but like we have people that I don't know that I see their face at multiple shows coming out. And like, that's kind of when, you know, like your friends will come support you because they want to support you. But when you start seeing strangers in the crowd that you're like, okay, yeah, this is like multiple times, like that's when you know you're kind of onto something.
Yeah.
The stage you played on in Moundsville, Tim can get that for you.
So I thought about like going like that route. I was kicking around that idea.
I think he said it's like $2,200.
It's like that. I was looking into like beer distributors, and I have to figure out how I'm not going to lose my ass on it. Is like the thing.
That's the hard thing.
And like when I talked about earlier, like I wish more pop-up stuff would happen in Wheeling. Like, I feel like if we did something in Wheeling, you're guaranteed a crowd. But then you're competing Brewfest.
See, I've always talked about I'd like to put on a big show of DJs and bands and everything at the Civic Center.
That'd be cool.
Someday, one of these days.
Well, do it before you retire. So you
Already
have 30 minutes to put this together, Doug.
Because that's the only place you really could do something that big. I mean, like Generations wouldn't be big enough because you couldn't move things around fast enough. The Civic Center would be perfect. You could do like the stage in like a